So this new serve that Zane Navratil is doing, where he's starting off backwards, is actually extremely creative and brilliant. So today we're going to do some slow motion and break it down for you.
Let's get into it.
So before we get into the new serve, I want to show you really the old serve that, I shouldn't call it the old serve, but the spin serve that most of the pros are doing. Think about the serve when you're facing forward. There's two types of serves that they're hitting. They're hitting this forward topspin serve, where you're getting the spin off the front. So you're using the hand here, you're spinning it forward, and you're going through like this. And then there's the side spin, where you're spinning it off to the side. And so you're getting that ball to jump to the left of the player to their, typically if you're playing against a righty and you're serving as a righty, that'll be going to their forehand. So you're serving like this, off to the right. I actually hit my knee there. But what we want to do for this serve, we're trying to get the ball to kick to the right as a righty to the opponent's backhand. And so you can spin it off. There's a way to spin it off to the right here and get spin. But this new spin serve that Zane's using, we're actually turning to the right, or turning basically so you're facing sort of backwards and off to the right. Elisha will explain this a little more. But we're still going to be using the top spin, that forward spin, to get the spin going this direction. So we want it going this direction so that it's going to spin off to the right. So like this. Do an example here. One other quick thing with the serve. So again, this is the same toss when you're facing backwards, or again, kind of facing to the right. It's the same toss as the topspin serve. Now the only difference in the stroke is that we're not following through like this. We're not hitting a topspin follow through, but we're hitting the slice underspin to correspond to get the ball to jump to the right, that opposite direction. So again, one more time here. You'll see that nice spin that's kicking off to the right.
Yeah, so this serve is a huge advantage because as a lefty, I want to be able to hit that curve spin that righties hit, and then as a righty, Justin wants to be able to hit the curve spin that I hit. So to be able to mix it up in a match is huge, to be able to hit two different spins and that top spin. So the creativity of Zane to be able to do this is great. That way you can simplify the serve and not have to do some kind of wacky hand gesture to be able to spin it the opposite way. To simplify it, we're going to be imagining that the court is now facing to the right, so that we're serving to the right. So you're going to set up with your footwork just like you would, like you're serving, with the court facing that direction, so the net's over there and everything, okay? Just like Justin said, you're going to be spinning off the front of your hand using the top spin. I'm not right-handed, but I'm setting up like this, so I'm not going to be able to try to do it. There we go. I'm going to try to do it. But essentially, you're spinning it forward so that the ball is rotating to the right here, so that when you hit that underspin and you turn, you're even increasing the RPM so that it does get that curve. So we want to get a forward spin so the ball is turning to the right and not back or forward, but to the right. So essentially spinning it off the front of my hand, and it's spinning forward so I can get an extra spin with the undercut as I turn, and then we get that nice curve to the right. Lefties, if I'm over here, right, it's going to be the opposite. So I'm trying to spin that ball forward and make it spin to the left, and then give that extra spin so that it curves all the way to the left. All right, notice how he has that stance moving to his right. He gets a good high toss. He does a nice easy turn. He's not rushing himself. He's calmly moving to the side and then finding his contact and going for that ball. Look how he's not trying to swing like a crazy man, right? He's not trying to swing as hard as he can to get extra spin on it. The paddle has plenty of spin on it to be able to get it what he needs. He just makes sure he's going the right direction with his paddle, the right to left motion. And there's plenty of spin, as you can see. So a good calm turn and then a good contact. Contact is more important for your spin than being able to swing the ball or swing the paddle really fast. If you shank it, it's going to be a lot less effective than if you're hitting it nice and clean on that paddle. So again, good high toss, good turn, good. And it's important that he has a straight up toss so that he can get around it and it's in the same spot every time. For the tournament players or even rec players, since you are standing with your back to your opponent, make sure that your opponent's ready, you know, if they're in position, ready to receive the ball. So be facing forward first, see that they're ready, and then go into your original stance. Same thing if you're in a tournament, sometimes you have officials on the side and they're calling the score. Make sure that you listen to the score first so that they've said it, and then go into the stance. You don't want to be hitting the ball or getting to your stance when they're not ready, and all of a sudden you have to redo it. Especially if you hit the serve successfully, you're like, yes, I hit it, and then all of a sudden it doesn't count because they weren't ready. So make sure you're ready for that, they're ready for that return, and then you can hit that serve. Nailed it.
This is a very tough serve. We've hit this serve quite a bit, and we're still missing some. So just keep that in mind as you're bringing that into rec play and tournament play. But the other thing with it too is it's a ton of fun. It's really creative. So just have fun with it.